I honestly can't believe how many emails I get. It's mind blowing. Some of you have sent me your stories, questions, and borderline unhinged thoughts. I laughed, I've been thoroughly confused, and once I even questioned humanity. So now it's time to share some. Today we're going to dive into my inbox where typos thrive, punctuation goes rogue, and your emails range from the awesome to do I need to call somebody? So buckle up, grab a snack, and let's see what kind of beautiful nonsense you've sent me. This first email comes from a viewer named Lauren, and she writes, "Hi, historical Sasquatch lady. I like your channel and wish you the best." Thank you, Lauren. "Do you have any more funny stories? I'd love to hear them. Thanks, Lauren. P.S. Maybe you could put some live shots in your videos." Um, I don't have any live shots of Bigfoot, but I mean, if I did, I would totally put them in videos for you. Absolutely. I don't. But yeah, let's do a couple funny stories. The first one comes to us from the Hayward Review, dated Saturday, July 18th, 1936. Rangers who tramped throughout the wilderness of the Mount Rubicon area for 4 days in search of a reported wild man found their quarry today. A University of California professor who practices nudism on his summer vacations. And that one just makes me giggle. It just does. The next one comes from the Sandusky Daily Register, dated August 27th, 1890. The wild man story is all a hoax. The rumor that it was started in order to keep people from gathering elderberries is quite a scheme. The one that started the report is entitled to a chromo. And this is a great old fashioned way of saying, "Get off my lawn." The last one comes to us from the Great Bend Tribune, dated Monday, July 14th, 1974. Stories about the big hairy monster prowling the flats south of town are bound to die down in a few days when the college crowd returns to class. Those darn kids. This next email comes from RB, and they write, "Why don't you talk about portals? They are essential to Bigfoot and his power. I'm not watching another video unless I see portals." Um, okay. So, on my channel, I like to focus on the historical. And to me personally, that's pre Jerry Crew tracks and the real popularization of using the term Bigfoot. Portals are a more modern day theory. For instance, there's people like Ron Moorhead, who's known for the Sierra Sounds. He has hinted at quantum or interdimensional explanations. And shows like Expedition Bigfoot and The Missing 411, they also flirt with this. Now, to go over real quick Bigfoot and portals, some researchers say that portals allow Bigfoot to seemingly appear and vanish instantly, and why it's so hard to track or photograph the creature. They also state sightings often occur near places with existing mystery and phenomenon, like ley lines, ancient sites, and areas of known UFO activity. So it's one of those things being researched, but it's just not really what I like to focus on, honestly. But I'm really sorry you're not going to watch anymore. And I hope you have great luck in finding a channel that, talks more about portals. Our third email comes from Sienna, and she writes, "Hi, your video on Bigfoot shows were spot on, but I am a bit confused. Why would a serious researcher do them? It nicks credibility, in my opinion." Thanks for your email, Sienna, and I can absolutely see this line of thought, especially if you're a casual viewer of these things. Now, I don't have any personal experience in this, but I do keep my eyes and ears open. Now, I've heard some say that doing shows, documentaries, etc., helps bring awareness to the research side of things, which in turn that helps establish credibility on the topic as well as educating. And I've heard others say that the profits they made are mostly rolled back into the expeditions, research, and equipment for these things. And all of those sound completely reasonable to me and seem to fit. Our fourth email comes from Larry, and he writes, "Hello, nice work you're doing here." Well, thank you, Larry. I'd like to know if anyone has mapped all these old sightings along with the newer ones to see habitat areas and migration patterns if there is some. Well, thank you for the email, Larry. The maps in my basement have every old one I've ever come across with different color pins for the years. And if that doesn't give my age away, I, I really don't know what does. There is a Bigfoot mapping project, one of them, but it's the one I like, bigfootmap.com. Now, I'm not really sure if they do the super early ones, say pre-1900s, early 1900s, but it's a quite interesting site to see, and you can filter by all kinds of parameters like if there were wood knocks or howls, etc. I highly recommend everybody checks it out. It's a great resource. Our fifth and final email comes from JP, and he writes, "Listen, no one cares. You can't claim credibility on old sightings that can't be confirmed. Waste of time. You're obviously smart on the subject, but do something relevant." Uh, Thanks, I think, JP. I mean, science has yet to confirm Bigfoot's existence, so is any sighting really confirmed? I I do. I get that you can't go back and talk to people or really look beyond face value very well. But I believe the history of Sasquatch is very important. I mean, of course I do. This is my jam. But when you look at a majority of articles from, say, pre 1900s and early 1900s, they go a little something like this from the Oshkosh Daily Northwestern. A wild man of the woods, 4 feet high, covered with hair, with a head of fiery red hair that hangs over his shoulders, and who runs like a deer and yells like a hyena. And I do not really see an item like this being published other than to give basic information to pass along to the public. There's no great sensationalism or eyewitness story. And to me, that just seems credible when it's just the facts, ma'am. But hey, thanks for saying I'm smart. Well, that's it for now. Thanks for all your emails. I do look at and answer all of them, even the ones that make me go, "What?" Until next time.